Okay, so good day everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is Sergio's math class. So in this point of time, we'll be talking about the problems involving Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram actually are graphic representation of sets as enclosed areas in the plane. Diagrams make mathematics easier because they help us to see the whole situation at glance. So take note, the English mathematician John Venn began using diagrams to represent sets. His diagrams are called Venn diagrams. So we have here four sets of problem, but I will introduce first the first set, which is number one. A movie company is making plans for future movies it wishes to produce. The company has done a random survey of 1,000 people. The results of the survey are shown below. 695 people like action adventures, 340 people like comedies, and 180 people like both action adventures and comedies. Of the people surveyed, how many people like action adventures but not comedies, like comedies but not action adventures, and letter C is do not like either of these types of movies. So in this case, we have here two sets or two circles that we're going to produce because it talks about adventures and comedy. So we have in the Venn diagram, so the universal set, we have 1,000. Okay, so they have two circles here, which is the actions and the comedies. In action and comedies, there are 180 people who like both actions and adventures. So therefore, this is the intersection between actions and adventures, action, adventures, and comedies. So the first question is like action adventures but not comedies. So only for adventures. So there in the problem, there are in 695, there are 180 people who like both actions and adventures based on this representation, which is 180 as intersection. In order for us to get these 600, these like action adventures but not comedies, we need to, for letter A, we need to subtract 695 minus 180 in order for you to get only those people who like action surveys but not comedies. Because if we're going to include 180, there are people here who like comedies as well. So therefore, 695 minus 180, that is 515. So this is the answer for number one, which is like action adventures but not comedies. So there are 515. So in letter B, like comedies but not action. So like comedies but not action, the same process, we are going to subtract 340 minus 180. The result of this one is 160. So this is 160. And for letter C, do not like either of these types of movie. So therefore, we're going to, the universal set will be deducted all of the people who like both action, comedies, and action adventures and comedies. So if we're going to add, so 1,000 minus 515 plus 180 and plus 160. If we're going to add this one, we have 1,000 minus 855. So the resulting of this one is 145. So this 145 do not like either of these types of movies. Again, in order for you to get actions only, we have to subtract 695 minus 180, that is equal to 515. Like comedies but not actions, you have 340 minus 180, that is 160. And in order for you to get do not like either of these types of movie, we have 1,000 minus 855, 515, 180, and 160 subtracted by the universal set, that is equal to 145. So therefore, these are the answers for A, B, and C. Okay, so we are now in number 2. A travel agent surveyed 100 people to find out how many of them had visited the cities of Melbourne and Brisbane. 31 people had visited Melbourne and 26 people had been to Brisbane, and 12 people had visited both cities. Draw a Venn diagram to find the number of people who visited. Okay, so 12 people had visited both cities. So we have here, we have drawn a Venn diagram to find out the number of people who had visited Melbourne or Brisbane. Brisbane, not Melbourne, only of the two cities and neither of the city. The first is we're going to make a Venn diagram representing. So again, there are two circles here because only talks about Melbourne and Brisbane. So we have here, so our universal set is equal to 100 because there are 100 people to find out how many of them visited the cities. So in this case, Melbourne or Brisbane. So in this case, there are 26 people had visited to Brisbane, and 12 people and 31 people had visited to Melbourne, and 12 had visited both. So therefore, there is an intersection between Melbourne and Brisbane. So in this 26, it is understood that there are people also visited both Melbourne and Brisbane. So therefore, in order for you to get Melbourne or Brisbane, we have, in order for you to get only for Melbourne, so we have 31 minus 12, that is equal to 18. So this is for Melbourne only. So this is 18. And in order for you to get for Brisbane, we have 26 minus 12, that is equal to 14. So for Brisbane. And we have 26 minus 12 that is equal to 14 are Brisbane, and 31 minus 12 that's equal to 18. That is our Melbourne. So the question is Melbourne or Brisbane. So we're going to add everything for Melbourne and Brisbane. For letter A, just add 18 plus 12 plus 14 since this is the union. So we have here 44. For letter B, Brisbane, not Melbourne. So we're going to talk about only for Brisbane. So this one, only for Brisbane, we have 14. And for letter C, only of the two cities. So only of the two cities. So we need to include only for Melbourne and Brisbane. Does not include for both who had visited the two cities. So therefore, 18 plus 14, that is equal to 32. In letter D, neither of the city. So meaning to say, if neither of the city, we're going to have 100 minus 18 plus 12 plus 14. So 18 plus 12 plus 14, that is equal to 44. So 100 minus 44 is equal to 56. So these are the number of people who neither visited city, both of the cities, Melbourne and Brisbane. So that's all about number 2. Okay, so we are now in number 3. A music teacher has surveyed 495 students. The result of the survey are listed below. So 320 students like rap music, 395 students like rock music, and 295 students like heavy metal music, and 280 students like both rap music and rock music, and 190 students like both rap music and heavy metal music, and 245 students like both rock and heavy metal music, and 160 students like all three. So the question is, how many students like exactly two of the three types of music, and like only rock music, and like only one of the three types of music? So in this case, we are going to draw three circles of the Venn diagram. Our universal set is 495. Okay. So in this question, we're going to get first students like all of the three. So this is 160. Since we have the rock music, okay, rock, the rap, and the heavy metal music. So we have in the question there are 320 students like rap, 395, but in this 295 students like heavy metal music, and this one 280 like both rap and rock. So there are 280 students like both rap and rock music. So since supposed to be you're going to write here 280, but there are students in the 280 still like rock music, heavy metal, and rock. So therefore we have 280 minus 160. Why you deducted 160 here from rock, rap, and rock? Because in 280 there are students also like heavy metal, even though they like both rap and rock. So therefore 280 minus 160, that is equal to 120. So therefore in this case this is 120. Both like rock and rap only. In next question, we have 190 students like rap and heavy metal. Rap and heavy metal, but take note we have 160, so therefore 190 minus 160, we have 30. So this only, so 190, we have 160 both of all of the three, pero included siya sa rap and rock, but still we opt to have a heavy metal as well and the rap and the rock. But since 190 minus 160, that is equal to 30. So you're going to subtract because the 190 included na po yung all of the three liked, or we have surveyed for music, rap music, rock, and heavy metal. So next we have 30. So next is we have rock music and heavy metal music. So 245, same process. 245 minus 160, that is equal to 85. So this is 85. Since the question is like exactly of the three types of music, so we have going to add. So exactly we have rock and heavy metal, so 85, and rock and rap plus 120 plus rap and heavy metal, which is 30. So this is exactly two of the three types of music. So therefore the result of this one is 235, right? So 235, 150, 235 students. Okay. In this case, letter B, like only rock music. So since only rock music, so we are going to have in the rock music there are 395, but in the 395 they're both rock and heavy metal, and also there are likes all of the three, and also rock and rap. So therefore we are going to subtract 85 plus 160 plus 120. in order for you to get the rock music. So there are 395 minus 85, 160, and 130. The result is one is 30 students. Like rock only. So therefore this is 30. And exactly rock music. So there are students who only like only rock music. And for letter C, like only one of the three types of music. So we need to determine also the heavy metal and the rap. Those who really like for rap and who really like for heavy metal. So the same case here, we are going to solve first for those who like rap. So in rap, there are 320 students minus 120 plus 160 plus 30. So the result of this one is 120, 160 plus 30, 310 minus 320 minus 310, that is equal to 10. So there are 10 students here. And to get for heavy metal, so heavy metal is there are 295 students. But the amount of 295, meron pa pong nakagusto sa rock and rap, and both of the three. So we have 85 plus 160 plus 30. The result of this one is 20 only. So 275. So 295 minus 20, that is 295 minus 275, that is equal to 20. So in this case, the question is like only one of the three types. So you're going to add 30 plus 10, and the last one is 20. So 30 plus 10 plus 20. So therefore, there are 60 students who like only of the three types of music. So that is all about number 3. Okay, so we are now in number 4. So number 4 states that the management of a hotel conducted a survey, and it found that of the 2,560 guests who were surveyed, 1785 tipped the wait staff. 1,219 tipped the luggage handlers, 831 tipped the maids, and 275 tipped the maids and the luggage handlers, and 700 tipped the wait staff. Okay, 275 tipped the maids and the luggage handlers, and 700 tipped the wait staff and the maids. 755 tipped the wait staff and the luggage handlers, and 245 tip the three services, and 210 do not tip these services. How many of the surveyed guests tip? So exactly 2 of the 3 services, only the wait staff, and only 1 of the 3 services. So in this case, we have 3 circles again. Okay. Big circles here. 3 big circles. Our U is 2,560. So this is for the wait staff, luggage handlers, and the maids. Okay. So in this case, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to locate the tip of all 3 services. So we have 245. So that is the hint. So you need to get the 3 tip of all 3 services. So next step is you're going to find here. First is we have the 245. Next is we're going to find here the same process with the other numbers. So first is we're going to subtract for wait staff and maid. So locate, we will locate for here. So wait staff and the maid, there are 700. So 700 minus 245. Okay, so 700 minus 200. 700. Wait staff is 700 minus 245 is equal to, okay, 445. So there are 445. Okay, so we have again 700 minus 245, that is 455. Correction, that is 455. So 700 minus 245 is equal to 455. So that is for wait staff. Okay, wait staff and maid. So 455. So wait staff and maid. So this is 455. Next we have, in order for us to get the luggage and maid, so luggage here and maid is equal to 275. 275 minus 245, the intersection, luggage and maid is equal to 30. So therefore this is 30. Next is the wait stop and the luggage handlers. So the wait stop and the luggage handler is 755 minus 245, that is equal to 510. So this is 510. So now we could now answer number 1, letter A, exactly two of the services. So in this case, letter A, so you're just going to add 455, 510, and 30. So we have here 455 plus 510 plus 30, because these are the numbers of guests who had tip exactly of the 3 services. So this is equal to 995. So letter B, exactly only for the wait staff. So wait staff, so how many wait staff do we have? The wait staff is 1,785. So therefore, if we're going to get this, so 1,885 minus this part. So this is a wait staff minus 455 plus 245 plus 510. If we're going to subtract that one, 1785 is equal to 575. So therefore, this 575 only for the wait staff. Okay, there are 575. Next question is only one of the 3 services. So in order for us to get only one of the 3 services again, we need to get a loan for M and the luggage handler. So the maid for her luggage handler. In order for us to get the maid, so we have here, for the maid is 831 minus here 455 plus 245 plus 30. If we're going to subtract that one, there are 101. Next, we have for, this is 101 for the maid. For the luggage handler, we have luggage handler is 1219 based on the problem. So minus 245 plus 510 plus 30. The result of this one is 21219 minus 510, 245 510 plus 30, that is equal to 434. So we have here 434. Now we can now answer for letter C, only one of the 3 services, because we're going to pick 101, 475, and 434 because only of the 3 services. So we have here 575 plus 434 and plus 101. So the result of this one is 1110. So these are the answers of the problem A, B, C. So take note, the very easy way is you're going to locate for the tip of all 3 services. Then given here, so we're going to subtract in order for you to get a loan for weight stop and made, and same process we'll do in other ways and other weight stop and other guests that has been tipped. Okay, so thank you for listening for number 4. Okay, so we are now in Try This. So, a special interest group has conducted a survey concerning a ban on handguns. Note, a rifle is a gun, but it is not a handgun. The survey yielded the following result for the 1,000 households that responded. 271 own a handgun, 437 own a rifle, and 497 supported the ban on handgun, and 140 own both handgun and a rifle. 202 own a rifle but not handgun and do not support the ban on the handguns. 74 own a handgun and support the ban on handguns. And 52 own both handgun and rifle and also support the ban on the handgun. Guns. How many of the surveyed households only own handgun and do not support the ban on handguns? B. Do not own a gun and support the ban on handguns. And C. Do not own a gun and do not support the ban on handguns. So try this one at home and please answer this one. And if you have the answers, you could comment that one in our comment box. And please do not forget to subscribe here in Kasaligan Vlogs and more, so that you will be updated of more upcoming videos that I will be uploading for us to learn. So God bless on everyone and thank you so much.